don't know if I should be saying this on the freaking internet, but oh wow.
Oh, let's not get you in trouble, man. But
Oh no.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the most underrated golf podcast on the market, man. I know you guys heard me say it before because I truly believe it. And if you're new here, I'm Geremy Davis, former NFL player and host of Golf and Gospel. Golf and Gospel is a platform where I compete against your favorite professionals, your athletes, my friends, as we compete in 9 holes and we share the good news in regards to Jesus Christ. You can check out all of that on golfandgospel.com. And my co-host here, the best PT in all of Arizona. Y'all think I'm just saying that to be nice, but this dude's a dog when it comes to physical therapy. He loves nerding out about all these, lifting things and just bringing people back to full playing. It's my dog Nate Wong, man. Former Nebraska Cornhusker golfer, man. Still a dog on the golf course now, even though he doesn't believe it. But he is about that life, man. But before we get into it, man, I just want to say it's been raining a lot in Arizona, and if you're taking a divot or hitting them fat, there's no question them grooves are getting muddy, which can affect your shots, and the best way to clean them clubs is with the Caddy Splash Club Cleaner. Caddy Splash keeps your grooves nice and clean so you can hit tour-like shots. Check the link tree in the description to get yours today, especially with Black Friday being around the corner. Now, a lot of y'all probably listening, probably super thirsty right now. Gotta stay hydrated, and with Strokes Gain Hydrations, having flavors ranging from watermelon, lemon, and orange, keeps you hydrated as a playing professional or just as an amateur. Check them also out in the link tree in the description to get a discount off, or you can go to the website, put in Golf and Gospel 10, you can lock in and stay hydrated. And with sincerity, guys, we want to say thank you to all 121 subscribers, going up 2 more than last week from 119, as well as going up to 26 Spotify followers, going up another 2 from last week, man. And we sincerely say thank you. This isn't no joke, man. A lot of you guys hear us and you say, I like what you guys talking about. I want to stay tuned in, man. So again, we just ask you guys to like, subscribe, share, and just stay locked in with me and the homie Nate. Make sure, again, you like, comment, and share. Nate, let's jump straight into it. Jeeno Thitikul, dog. People need to start respecting women's golf. What she did out there at the CME Championships was nothing to look over, man. Nate, I would love to know your thoughts on her performance.
Dude, bravo. I mean, I didn't know about the wrist injury. I was watching women's golf instead of the morning slate of the NFL this afternoon. Dude, it was I actually had a good time watching it. Like, there were some good shots. Jae Im, she was playing really well, really good golf. Kind of making a surge, but
she was trying. She was for sure. At one point, I think she had it to like maybe 3 strokes.
Yeah, but dude, the distance was so far. Yeah, I think she was minus 22, and then Jeeno was minus 25 going into 18, and then obviously made that birdie on 18. I mean, dude, and I started watching. I got back from church. I put on women's golf. Dude, I don't think she hit a bad shot from hole 15 on. Just fairway green, 2-putt, and then 17 was a par 5, so she just, drive, laid up, hit it on the green, 2-putt. I mean, I guess that putt on 17 was like, yo, why didn't you make that? It was a 6-footer. But I mean, you only have these expectations for her because she's been balling out. I think on the PGA Tour, it's like around 8 feet, it's like less than a 50% chance of a make. Mm-hmm. And, she was 50%, missed one on 17, made one on 18, So
I think throughout the whole entire weekend, too, she probably had 4 bogeys, but a total of 29 birdies, bro. And never had more than 29 putts throughout the entirety of each day of the golf round on day 1, 2, 3, or 4. And her lowest was 25 putts. So, her putter got super high. Like you said, she played clean golf, really played mistake-free. And due to this, bro, we see she's already number 1 golfer. We already knew that. She won the Rolex Player of the Year, which I had high hopes from Al Sager early in the year, but, that didn't come to fruition like I would want it. Lowest scoring average ever in LPGA history with 68.68, which is very Tiger-esque, bro. So this leads me into this question. Do you think that Jeeno is the new face of the LPGA? Back-to-back CME Tour Championship winner, too.
You know what's crazy, dude? Because last year, who was the face of LPGA?
It was Nelly.
The homie Nelly Korda. And they were playing. Like, they were going head-to-head. Mm-hmm. It was closer going into the last. No, wait. She was, like, up a lot on going into the last day. But Nelly was close. after Friday. I can't remember. I'm not gonna lie, but
Mm-hmm.
Nelly was kind of in there a
Yeah,
little
she
bit. So
surged
that
back
they're
up too.
yeah, and they were the final pairing. And
Mm-hmm.
I think what was just very impressive was like, when you have a guy that's like going to the PGA Tour, when you have someone like Scotty Scheffler, you're paired with him, you can have a comfortable lead, but you're still kind of nervous. There's going
Yeah,
to be some Scotty magic happening. And guess
right.
what, dude? There was some Nelly magic happening. Did you see the hole out on hole 11?
Out of the bunker.
Yes, dude. So like,
Yes,
if you have a
nice shot.
comfortable lead, you have a comfortable lead. You're going against the face of the LPGA, and she has some little like Nelly magic going on,
Mm-hmm.
and you still don't let it get to you. Like she still
Yeah,
was making birdies after Nelly hit that crazy shot and was
right.
saving pars and stuff like that. So I thought it was really impressive, and she could have let it get out of hand early in the round because she made that bogey that almost like could have been a double.
Yeah,
Was on like hole 2 or 3
yeah. It was
for
early. It was
Jeeno.
early.
Yeah. So dude, just really impressive, and it honestly felt like she like dethroned Nelly, and now it's like now she is like kind of what you're saying, like now she is the face of the LPGA,
Yeah.
and we saw the handoff take place right there.
Yeah, yeah, I love that, bro. I
Yeah,
mean, I truly think we seen the handoff early in the year when Gino finally took over as number
yeah,
one, but this like made it official. Like this, like in the
yeah,
beginning, it was like in college football terms, from a high school to college, she committed, but then she just signed the letter of intent right there at the CME, bro. Like
yeah.
she,
Well, they were paired together. Like that's why I'm like, it's also a little bit more like she didn't let the Nelly magic or the Nelly crowd, right? Like, because it's
yeah,
like if you
yeah,
play with Scotty, you're gonna, and
yeah.
you're more or
The
less. I mean,
gallery's gonna
Gino's not a
follow. Yeah, the
Yeah,
gallery's gonna
Gino's not a
follow.
nobody, but
Hmm.
like, she's going to play with a bigger gallery than she's
Hmm.
used to because it's the Nelly gallery.
Yeah.
Dude, so she held off the Nelly gallery, held
Hmm.
off the Nelly magic,
Yeah.
played solid golf into the end, made a clutch birdie at the end.
Yep. Yep. And that birdie helped her also solidify, like I said, the LPGA scoring
Yeah.
average record, which again, shout out to her. And she and she won $4 million, which is just super crazy.
Yeah, I
That
know.
course is super, super difficult, man. But shout out to Jeeno Thitikul. I've been saying Thitikul. People been saying it's Thitikul for winning the CME back to back in 2024 and 2025. But let's also discuss this, man. Nelly goes winless for the year. What does this
Oh,
mean
dude.
for the former number one going into next season?
Dude, it's like, you know how we don't want to bring up Cam Smith around Jeremy? It's
That's so
like,
crazy.
I don't bring up Nelly around me, dude. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Even though I just went on this rant about how
Yeah.
Gino is taking over the league,
Hmm.
but it's for me. I've been picking Nelly all year. I've been a believer. Like this week's gonna be the week. This week's
And
gonna
I
be the
haven't been
week where
picking
it
her,
turns
guys, so you
around.
know where I'm at.
And I really thought the CME. Hey, dude, she shot. Did she shoot like -6 one of the days? Did like she
That's what
was?
she had that surge because she was like +1 at one point and then went 6 under. I was like, what the
Yeah,
heck? I said, where'd you come from?
she shot -9 last week.
Hmm.
On Friday or Saturday last week.
Bionica, yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's. I mean, granted, like she's playing great golf.
Playing
So
good golf.
unlike Cam, it's like, dude, Cam is just not even showing up.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas Nelly's playing really, really good golf. But it's just like I almost feel like a Ohio State fan, right? Like just like, dude, fire Ryan Day because Ryan Day lost to Michigan, but they won the national
National
championship.
championship, yeah.
That's how I
Yeah.
feel with like Nelly. Is like, dude, Nelly, come on, just bring one home. And
Yeah. I think the way you feel is the same way in respect that the LPGA feels too, because I think when she's the number
oh
one
yeah,
golfer, it garners way more attention than if Jeeno Thitikul's number one golfer, especially when we think about it from an American standpoint too.
yeah,
A lot of your Americans aren't really at the top of the leaderboards as much, or like in the top of the racing come in regards to CME. Like obviously you have Nelly, obviously, but then
yeah.
Thitikul and Maya Yamashita. A lot of the Korean, a lot of the Asian golfers are really, you know, taking over. Even
Kind of
though,
dominating. Yeah.
yeah. So I think the LPGA wants Nelly to take over just as much. I remember, I forgot which day it was. Maybe it was like day 2, and they were just like really throwing Nelly on IG. But I'm just like, she's not even winning. I mean, I get it though. I get it.
Yeah,
I
because
get it. Yeah, but it's like Gino's up 5 strokes. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
but I am hoping for her. She makes it competitive next year, and she does come back and get some wins. I don't hope for Nelly's downfall or anything. It's
yeah,
just because like we said, her scoring average got lower despite not winning this year, which just tell you how good the field is in general. But obviously, early in the year she was struggling with putting, and I feel like later in the year it became wedge play. So I think obviously short game is going to be very, very imperative for her this off season coming up, and hopefully we can see her back in like the winner's circle where we can kind of develop this rivalry between Jeeno and Nelly. Like think about like if it's a CME or maybe the Chevron or the AIG Open, and the last pairing is Jeeno and Nelly, but there's actually like it's actually close. Like you tried to hype this one up, but it's like it's not close, dog. It's
Dude,
not close.
like, dude, what if it's like Bryson and Rory, like in the Masters, but
and that
like
was close. But yeah, Rory
Nelly and
obviously took
Jeeno,
off.
yeah,
Yeah. That would be awesome to see.
yeah. Dude, do you think like if Charlie Hole was doing well, or just like because like Charlie Hole's not even American, but if she was doing well, like the LPGA would get around her, or do you think it's just because like Nelly is like a good ambassador of the game, more or less?
That's a good question, man. I mean, I guess just based off my opinion, I think if Charlie was like a dog and like consistently winning, I think they were advertising her too. Because I think obviously looks do play a part to a degree.
Yeah.
If you're very pretty, they're going to project that even more because that does bring a male viewer in that might not like golf.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that, but that's just the truth of it. Now I don't.
That's just the way the world is. Yeah.
I just look at like, yo, who's the #1 golfer? Like, oh shoot, like Jeeno Thitikul's balling. Oh man, who's the Iron Risk World winner? Yo, Jen Kupcho is balling. Like I'm just a fan of golf in its entirety. But I think that does play a part in how you promote women's golf. You want this. It's kind of like having like that prototypical quarterback. You want the 6'5", like attractive. You know,
yeah.
You know, big
the leader,
guy. Yeah, and that's very,
someone that could command the room. Yeah,
that's very appealing. You know, to put on the front page of things too. So if it was Charlie Hall, they probably still would, but
yeah. But I was just like, I don't know if they like the cigarettes.
I think she quit smoking though. I think she quit smoking.
I know
cigarettes.
I know she tried at least. Yeah.
Or like maybe she's not doing it publicly. Maybe she's just slowly weaning off. But she said, "I can't do it on the golf course, man." But again, shout out to Jeeno Thitikul, man, back-to-back CME Tour champion, $4 million in the bank, which is awesome. Hopefully Nelly can get something going for her next year. But something I do want to talk about is the LPGA partnering with the Saudis here. So let me read this real quick. The Aramco Championships will be held March 30th to April 5th at Shadow Creek Golf Club in Las Vegas. It will be co-sanctioned with the Lady European Tour and be part of the Let's 5-event PIF Global Series. The 72-hole stroke play event will have 120 players in the field and a purse of $4 million, which will rank the third highest non-major prize money payout amongst the LPGA 2025 events. The potential for an LPGA partnering with Golf Saudi PIF has been discussed for several years and under various LPGA commissioners, particularly after the launch of, obviously, LIV Golf Circuit in men's golf. But it had been considered a controversial avenue to pursue, given the numerous accusations of human rights abuse in Saudi Arabia, many towards women, as we know. However, many of the top LPGA players, among them Nelly Korda, Lydia Ko, Charlie Ho, Allison Lee, have competed in PIF series events previously, and the new LPGA commissioner Craig Kessler, who started on the job in July, contends that the partnership will be beneficial to the women's game in the long run. So, Nate, could this be LIV testing the waters to maybe start a women's league, which we have been discussing quite a few episodes?
Yeah, I get the sense that if it is, it's going to be separate from like LIV. It'd be like ladies LIV and then men's LIV instead of like
for sure
the way I want it to be.
The UFC type.
Yeah, I want because then it just gets more eyeballs on women's golf, because if they're just like next in line with the men, it's like if you just stay on hole 13, you'll have a group of men and then a group of women and then a group of men and so on. Or there might be a girl in that group, because it doesn't really matter how they're paired. They just play different tees. So I don't know. It does sound kind of like, I mean, granted, PIF is something different. They're just more or less like the savings account of the LIV Tour.
Yeah.
So So it does. It might not be like LIV itself, but it's like, now PIF is going to fund for women's golf, which I think is great. Like,
for sure.
Would you rather have the all the evil people have the money, or women's golfers have the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think this does kind of help their case too, because when we were discussing this last week, it's like, I don't know if those girls want to play because of what they stand for, but they've played in like quite a few of these, obviously these PIF series and stuff. So, you can make an argument if they were to start this, and obviously depending on the purse and how it helps out them financially, I could see them trying to test the waters with that. But at the same time, if it's not starting their own individual women's LIV golf league, I love the business move that Craig Kessler is making in regards to increasing purses to help, obviously, women's golfers get more money, because $4 million non-major purse is crazy.
I know.
Yeah. So those are my two thoughts. I mean, it'd be very interesting to see, like, if they were to start one, like who would jump ship from the LPGA. But the other thing is, I think why it wouldn't happen as well as, like, the thought is fun to think of, is because if that was a risk, I don't think Craig Kessler would do any like partnerships with them at all if he knew that was at risk of them, jumping ship and whatnot. Unless they're being slick and trying to like test the waters, and then you say, you know what, in Vegas that garnered a lot of attention. Let's start a LIV women's golf league and stuff like that. But I think because Craig Kessler is such a huge he's playing a huge part in this role in terms of like the business aspect of it, communicating and stuff, and building along with him. I don't really see it happening, even though it would be cool. But I think partnering with them to raise a purse as opposed to starting a separate one still does just as well for women's golf, man. Because again, $4 million purse, which would be super amazing. But in regards to speaking about LIV, let's move on to LIV Golf, the most hated golf tour in the world, man. Victor Perez, 3-time DP World Tour winner, was at risk of losing his PGA Tour card, being ranked at 108. And as we discussed, it's now the top 100 that keeps their card. However, he needed a strong showing at the RSM Classic, but he decided to say, "No, I'm good. I'm just going to sign with the cliques of LIV Golf." Nate, what do you think about this move of him not wanting to compete at the RSM Classic and just jump ship and just go join LIV?
Yo, was there a confirmed LIV offer for him to?
I mean, yeah, I think he is supposed to replace the roster spot of Henrik Stenson, because he's just going to play DP World Tour now. So I think that's the move that I don't know, but I mean, he signed with the cliques, and I think that's what.
LIV that's right.
Wants.
Yeah,
LIV Golf wants that. They want, like, oh shoot, there's a trade between the Crushers and the cliques. Like they want that type of like roster transaction stuff, like they do with football.
Oh yeah, like GM and front office deals.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know if that bodes well for the PGA, or if it bodes poorly for LIV. Because I'm like, dude, like Victor Perez, I don't know if that's gonna pull more ratings. It's not like we got a bunch of PGA fans like, oh no, we lost Victor Perez. You know what I'm saying? But
I agree.
But for like his camp of the thing, it's like, dude, good for him. He's still making his money playing pro golf, and there's a nice little safety net, which I guess is like, so for my buddy Chan Kim, I don't think he's going to get any sort of status back on the tour based on how he did this season. It's like, dude, if he gets a LIV contract, like, just keep that guy in the game, And, so.
Yeah, I looked at it both ways. One, it's like, damn, you're afraid to compete, bro. You're afraid to compete. Like, because 108, you could have easily, I don't know where he would have to place to project himself inside the top 100. But so now I'm just like, bro, you scared to compete. But then the second part is like, I got something that gives me job security for at least the year, because obviously if he doesn't do well, he'll get relegated. But job security for the year, and then after that, it's just he just feels stability. And as a former athlete, you love the thought of like stability all the time, bro. Just always like moving around or trying to see if you're going to be part of the roster cuts and stuff like that. It's one of the most, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess like anxiety-induced moments, but like, am I still on the roster? Like, am I still on this? And I think when you go to LIV and you sign that guaranteed contract, you like the stability of that. And I guess he wanted that. He didn't want the pressures of like trying to play really well to keep his PGA Tour card. So he went with the security, which is fine. it's fine. It works out. But
dude, but based on what you said, I have two thoughts. Like thinking about it, it's like, dude, he might be ranked ahead of Max Homa right now, because I think Max Homa is ranked outside. He's ranked outside the FedEx Cup because
not world ranked,
because he stunk, but like he has a status because of his wins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, dude, yeah, you just got to compete. Like you're technically like got more points than Max Homa. And I forgot what I was gonna say about the second thing.
Oh man, official world golf rankings according to
I think
officialworldgolfrankings.com, he's 133rd in official.
Dude.
Yeah. Let's see what he is FedEx wise. He's been grinding this offseason, man.
I know. Well, he didn't play like, cause like people are climbing up ahead of him because they're not playing FedEx Cup fall, or he's not playing in FedEx Cup fall, and they are. So like,
he only played 4 events, so he's 105 right
now.
Yeah.
Victor Perez is 105.
No. Max Homa is.
Oh, okay. Is Victor Perez 133?
Victor Perez was, I believe, he was 128. No, 108.
Oh, okay.
He was 108. That's what he was.
Oh, that's FedEx Cup though, right?
FedEx, yeah. And then he said, "No, I don't feel like trying to."
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who just barely miss keeping that car, so he's probably like, "I don't want that pressure. I can't do this, man."
Dude, that's what I was gonna say. Dude, it's not even guaranteed on LIV either. Like you can play your way out. You stink, you know.
Well, he's guaranteed the year. Like,
oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I said at the end of the year. He can get relegated if he doesn't do well. Obviously, we saw what happened to Mito Pierre. So it's not like he like guaranteed, but he's guaranteed a roster spot and financial stability for the year, as
for a year,
to playing on Corn Ferry or losing his tour card, whatever they may be. So, dude, I would love to know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Like, what do you think about this move by Victor Perez? If you're a golf head, but go ahead, Nate. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, I'll say if he loses his fire, I hope he saves that yearly money on his retirement.
Yeah, I'm sure you got.
Tell you, dude.
I'm sure he's fine, man. Next person I want to talk about is, we've both been high praise for this guy. Joseph Ballester gets his first professional victory at the Saudi International. The field was comprised of golfers such as Tyrell Hatton, Caleb Sarant, Dean Burmeister, Paul Casey, Tom Mekabin, Patrick Reed, Joaquin Neiman, and Sergio Garcia. So, Nate, are you impressed with the win, and what do you see for the future of Joseph Ballester's golf future?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch it, but I have been impressed with his game because he hits the ball a country mile. How much did he win by again? I looked it up and I totally don't remember.
Or something like that. Because I remember at one point Caleb Sarant had to lead for a little bit, but I think he beat Caleb Sarant by like 2 strokes.
It's crazy because it's like both, because it wasn't Sarant second, Caleb Sarant was second. Yep. It's crazy. Both those young guys did so well.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I honestly don't know what to think of his performance. Did everybody not show up? The field wasn't that stacked. Obviously great players. And Abraham Answer was in there, among others. Sergio, the guys you named. But it's it's not super stacked. We kind of know that some of the LIV guys haven't been playing that well this time of year. Cam Smith.
Yeah, which doesn't say a lot. Does not say a lot at all.
4 years ago, that would have been like, oh, shoot, we're playing for second.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, why did you leave out Cam Smith's name, bro?
Because there was no point in saying his name, bro, because he needs to be relegated. He's a captain.
Dude, but anyways, I don't know. I just feel like with a lot of these, these PIF series or the Saudi series, I'm like, I don't know. I don't really know what to think about it. What do you have thoughts? Are you impressed with it, or?
I mean, I'm just.
I mean, a win's a win. A win's a win.
And that's my thought. Obviously, if you guys been following Golf and Gospel, I posted my weekly routine and playing in a golf tournament. I can't even win an AGA one day series. So anyone winning a golf tournament in its entirety, I'm very impressed with.
A pro golf tournament.
Absolutely. Mine's just like a local little amateur dinky dunk tournament. I just. No disrespect to the Arizona Golf Association. They do great things putting on tournaments. I'm just saying I can't even win a one-day series, man. But I am hoping to get back out there. But my thoughts is, man, it answers the question, but it doesn't answer the question. I'm still impressed with the win because it's hard to win in golf in general. But I like the youth power that LIV is bringing on to the tour. You just said, Joseph Ballester, young guy at ASU, Caleb Sarant. He was a team champion last year with John Rahm and Tyrell Hatton. He was a dog at the University of Tennessee. Tom McEwen, we know he was a protege of Roy McIlroy. He won on the Asian Tour this year. He's a dog of a golfer. And David Pugh, another ASU grad, 2-time Asian Tour winner. So I like how they're developing a lot of the youth, getting some of these young guys to hope be like the next up-and-coming foundation, for LIV Golf. Obviously, there's still a lot of young golfers on the PGA Tour and whatnot. But if you can hopefully develop these guys, and then when they go play in like majors and stuff like that, and they can make like some noise, it can probably be a little scary for the PGA Tour. But again, I'm still impressed with this win. It's his first win in 10 starts, so to get one that early, I would consider that early for someone getting a win in their professional career. Out of 10 starts,
1 in 10. 1 in 10 is pretty good.
Yeah,
Tiger was 1 in 5. So he's halfway there.
He's a different breed. But even when we think about when Scotty came in to be a tour, well, I guess Korn Ferry. I guess I'm just talking about Tour Pro at least. He came in 2019. He get his first win until 2022. So it's good to see Joseph Ballester get that victory. So that'd be my thoughts on him, man. I just like the youth that they're getting right now, and we'll just see how impressive this can project LIV Golf in terms of like young stars in the league. Like getting a whole bunch of it's like the year they got this might be a reach for some people. I see these four: Joseph Ballester, Caleb Sarant, Tom McEwen, David Pugh, being like the draft class when it was like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson,
Joe Burrow.
Was Joe Burrow part of that class?
No, I don't think he was. No. Sorry. It was like Baker was that class, and then Josh Rosen or something.
Yeah, Baker, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen.
Darnold was that class.
Sam Darnold. Like, you kind of hope like that's what they are. Outside of obviously the guy from UCLA. You don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen. You don't want to be Josh Rosen.
Yeah, but dude, part of me is like, I don't know, because it's like, it's obviously I hope these young players continue to develop, and this obviously it's a good. It's better than not winning. It's a better like trajectory than not winning. Mm-hmm. But it's like we don't know because like LIV was 0-4 in the majors, and like Jon Rahm came kind of close at the PGA Championship, but it wasn't really close at all, and so it's like, if he can do well against LIV players, that's great. But dude, how good is LIV really?
Yeah, it's when you get to the real field and you're playing against the Scotties, the Ludwig Goldbergs, the Xander Schauffele's. How big of a threat are you guys? Because like you said, the only people who've been close is obviously DeChambeau was close at the Masters. He was second at the PGA Championship. Jon Rahm played good at the PGA Championship. Patrick Reed played good at the Masters.
Tyrell Hatton did good at Carlos Ortiz.
Carlos Ortiz snuck in there in the U.S. Open, but none of them like took over at all.
Yeah, they kind of accidentally played their way up there. I don't feel like they controlled it, and like had like a commanding performance, if that makes sense. Whereas like all the PGA guys was like, I mean, granted, it's just mainly Scotty Scheffler was 2 of them, but it's like the PGA guys like were in control the entire time. Like Rory, when he played bad twice, shot 72 twice, came back the next day and responded. So he had an answer for everything. Whereas a lot of the LIV guys, it's like, Bryson played well, made that long birdie putt on 18 on Saturday for the Masters, but then what was he doing on Sunday? They didn't show up, I don't mean this as a knock on LIV at all, because like LIV is still good golf. We see cool flop shots that Phil hit, but it's like, we don't know how good they are until they play the PGA Tour players,
And I do agree with that. And some people say that on the other side too, excluding Scotty. But then some people try to make that same take, like, well, we don't know if Scotty will be winning these if he was playing against DeChambeau and Rahm like every weekend.
Brooks,
I'm not counting Brooks right now, but those Rahm, Bryson. It's hard to say Joaquin Neiman because he doesn't dominate when he goes to the PGA, but like those two goes, Tyrell Hatton. It's like, man, imagine if Scotty was playing those guys every weekend. Like, would he be winning as much as he is? And some people try to make those arguments. The answer could be like, he can still be winning, or some would be like, well, maybe DeChambeau would have grabbed one, maybe Hatton would have grabbed one, maybe Ron would have grabbed one. We don't know. They're not on the PGA Tour for us to actually have an objective answer here. But some people do argue that on the opposite side as well. So
you're right. Both, like, all of Scotty's wins and all of Rory's wins are all with an asterisk.
Y'all try to play. Some people argue that there's an asterisk next to it because
who said that? Some LIV guy said that. Remember?
Taylor Gooch.
Taylor Gooch, that's right.
Taylor Gooch. It's an asterisk. If Rory wins the Masters, it's an asterisk because we're not all there. So, shoot, that's another thing. We'd love to know your thoughts in the comments in regards to that too. Last thing in regards to Live Golf, man. Last week, Laurie Cantor was one of the 10 DP World Tour players to qualify for the 2026 PGA Tour season. Every year, the top 10 of the DP World Tour race to Dubai standings at the end of the year, not otherwise exempt for the PGA Tour, gain their tour card. But Cantor is set to actually rejoin Live Golf. Sources say it's not clear which team he will be joining, but there are several openings. So this guy actually earned his PGA Tour card, didn't run from nothing, and say, you know what, I'm going to still go join Live. So what are the outside opinions in regards to that? Because now it's just like, granted, we might say the same thing we said about Victor Perez, like, are we really missing Laurie Cantor? But this is a guy, there's that thing. Here's a guy who, again, actually had his card, opposite of what Victor Perez. Victor Perez, like, I don't even want to fight for him, I'm just going to join Cliff. This guy got his card and said, you know, I still rather join this league. What are your thoughts in regards to that, picking Live over the PGA Tour?
I mean, my thought is like, in his head, is it easier to get relegated on Live, or is it harder to, like, you know, not maintain your tour card? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you got to be in the top 48 for Live to keep your status there, and then obviously you got to be in the top 100.
PGA, yeah, to get full status back. And I don't know, like, it's weird because I think about, like, my two high school teammates that made the PGA Tour. Andrew Yoon, dogger golfer, won Pac-12 at Stanford, and then Chan Kim,
for sure.
Chan Kim, who was on the PGA Tour this year and more or less got, I think, is going to get relegated, sadly. You know, I wonder if it's just harder to, like, do the PGA Tour live, play good week in, week out, and just maintain that status. Whereas on Live, I don't know. I just don't. You know, maybe, and this is the thing. Maybe he's looking at the Live field and being like, they're not as driven, so it's not that hard to get in the top 48. You know, because we talked about it last week. Like, it is a fair criticism of Live to be like, these Live guys aren't that driven, because when they show up other places, there is kind of like a poor. Yeah, only a select few do well. And then, like, we were talking last week, like, Terrell Hatton didn't show up at DP World Tour events. Like, he played, but just didn't play well. And it's a fair criticism. And maybe that's what he was thinking about when he's like, should I just go to Live, or should I?
Do you think sometimes we're too hard on the Live guys? Because like this week, like Brian Harmon missed the cut, and he's a top 13 golfer or so, something like that.
Yeah. Well, he was 13th in the U.S. for Ryder Cup.
Yeah,
for the Ryder Cup. Yeah, probably. You know, because
we always say like, oh, this person from Live, you know,
well,
like, he's not playing well, but it's like,
and my
go ahead.
Well, my defense for Live is like, whenever someone makes an argument that I just made, like, Live players lost their fire. I think the biggest pushback that people, like, a very valid argument is like, well, what about Max Homa? What about Spieth when he won the Masters? Like, what about JT when he was really hot? Right. Like, there's other guys that didn't go to Live that have, like, a drop off in their performance, because it's kind of like a regression to the mean. They were hot one year, and now they're going back to their mean. Yeah, and I don't want to say that, like, JT's mean average, and
for sure,
Spieth's average is this, but it's like there's always a little bit of regression to something, and you know, so that is a fair pushback. But I don't know. I just think, like, when you see a guy like Cam Smith, Brooks, like, dude, these guys were contending regularly, and they were contending when they left. Yeah, and as soon as they come back, it's like, where do they go?
Right. Yeah. Right. Especially this year. Yeah, man. I mean, and that's the thing, because I need to hear the opinions on in regards to that. Because I said that, I forgot which episode I said it, but I said the same exact thing. Like, we like to say that Brooks sucks because he went to Live, or Rahm sucks because he went to Live. It's like you just said, what about Spieth? What's your answer to Spieth? Or what's your answer for Max Homa? Like, obviously we know Max Homa was in the middle of a swing change, but we don't know if Cam Smith's doing the same thing, or Rahm, because I don't think they're as detailed reporting in regards to the changing of swings and coaches as much as
they're not as public.
PGA Tour. Exactly. So it's like, where's your argument there when people from the PGA regress? the same way you treat guys from LIV if they're considered regressing. So I don't think both of them get treated fair when someone isn't playing well. We have an excuse for the PGA Tour guys, but we like to just say LIV guys like you just suck now.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder if our buddy, what was his name, the DP World Tour guy, I wonder if that's what he was thinking. Yeah, Cancer.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what he's thinking though. Like, what if he's seeing that? Like, what if he's seeing like, hey, people do regress when they go to LIV, so let's just go to the easier tour that it'll be harder to get relegated versus the PGA where people are like driven. I don't know. I'm not in his head, but I'm just saying like that is a fair criticism of the LIV. I'm not saying that's how I feel about it, but I think it's absolutely a fair criticism.
Yeah, I need to see someone's thought on regards to some of those PGA Tour players we named, and would you consider them regressing, or would you give them an excuse like, oh, they were dealing with an injury, or they're in the middle of a swing change?
Yeah,
could be the same thing on LIV, it's just not reported as much.
Yeah, Rory technically regressed
towards as the season progressed. Yeah, he did.
No, I'm saying like when early 2010s, he was like super hot on the scene, then regressed and like wasn't dominant anymore.
I guess because he was still winning tournaments, he just wasn't winning the Masters. Like he would still go out
there.
I just won the Players, or I just won, the Memorial. But then it's like the Masters, like he failed.
Yeah,
So,
the majors he just wouldn't show up, but he would win like lower, just like regular season events or even some signature events too. But he just. But like I still feel like people thought he regressed because he was the number one guy in the world, and he dropped to like maybe 5, like which is not a big drop, but I feel like
for where he was projected to be and which he still is. They just named the award for him on the DP World Tour, but I guess at that time it seemed
we thought he was gonna be Tiger. Yeah.
Yes, that's the trajectory that he had doing commercials with Tiger. He was supposed to be the next one.
Yeah,
which he's still gonna go down as a Hall of Famer and stuff like that, but. We expect it at this. I won't say at this point, but because I don't know when. Someone let us know in the comments, or obviously I can look it up. But when did Tiger reach like 82 wins? At like what age was that? And then how fast he reached the career Grand Slam and all these multiple majors and stuff like that. We thought Rory was going to have the same. I mean, to the argument, we thought Spieth too, which you did mention Spieth. That run Spieth went on was like this is crazy right now, and obviously we know his is very. Injury is the reason why he hasn't been as productive as he would like. But I just want to see a balance on how we say their regression, but it's like, what about this doing the PGA Tour? You just make an excuse for them. But hey, we just like golf on this channel. We're not pro LIV, pro PGA Tour. We just like golf. We just like discussing golf. So again, guys, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Let's move over quickly to the PGA Tour. Sami Välimäki becomes the first player from Finland to win on the PGA Tour, win the RSM Classic. Super happy for him. I really had high hopes, and Andrew Novak was leading the field in day 2, a little bit of day 3, kind of unfortunately then, see that continue to trend throughout the weekend. But something me and you both saw, which everyone saw, we're just going to discuss. Jae Im reporting for duty, sir. In South Korea, able-bodied men are obligated to serve 21 months of military service before they turn 35. This 27-year-old Im and fellow PGA Tour winner Siwoo Kim became exempt from that by the virtue of winning the gold medal in golf in the 2023 Asian Games. Instead, their service was reduced to a few weeks of basic military training and volunteer work. Korean athletes can also avoid the full mandatory military obligation by winning a medal at the Olympics, which is why Tom Kim was so emotional after his close call in the Paris last year. Tom Kim's next best opportunity with this to get that 21-day, exempt or just do the service and the volunteer work and training will be in the 2026 Asian Games. But it's weird because it's something to report, but I don't even know if I have like a full question for it because I know what you were talking about with the text. It's like, bro, I can never go back to my home country because the risk of serving.
Yeah, just so the viewers know, I'm a dual citizen in the United States and in Taiwan. My mom is from Taiwan, so like my mom's side's from there. And I don't know if I should be saying this on the freaking internet, but like, oh well.
Oh, let's not get you in trouble, man. But
no.
But there's like a fear of like I might have to go serve, dog, and it's like
because like I've always like my parents. I'm like I want to go visit my like my home country, you know, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I never lived there, but
Yeah.
I want to visit my home country. And it's like, yeah, if you go back, you have to serve. So I have to wait till I turn 36
That is
before I
so
can go
crazy.
back to Taiwan.
To even to
Um,
visit, you can't.
yeah. So part of me was like thinking, because I'm not that bad at golf and Taiwan's not that big. So I was kind of thinking like,
You're not that bad at
yo,
golf.
if I just like sharpen my skills,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I can like make the Taiwan Olympic team if they have an Olympic
Yeah.
team for golf. Because like
Yeah.
I was thinking that when I was in college, like, dude, they just added golf in the Olympics.
What's the thing?
I'm
You'll make the
Taiwanese.
I think you will make the team. However, will you beat Scotty? Will you beat Tommy Fleetwood? Will you beat
No,
Sean
dude.
Kim?
This is the thing. If I play the Olympics, I don't freaking care. I get last place. I don't care. And I probably would get last place with these
Yeah.
guys.
Right.
But like, dude, Kevin Yu is Taiwanese, and there was like, I think there was like the 60th ranked amateur lives in Taiwan. He's like going full scholarship to whatever school he wants to go to.
Wow.
So it's like I don't even know if I'm the best Taiwanese player, but it's like part of me was thinking like when I was in college, like because they added the Olympics or golf to the Olympics in like 2016 ish, and I was like, dude, if I just trained really hard and just like dialed it in, dude, I bet I can like make it. And then I don't know, I never gave it a chance, and but part of me, my parents were like, you know, if you try, you might have to freaking serve because
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if you don't, obviously, is it just place or you have to get a gold? I think you have to just place.
I think you just got to get a medal. Yeah, just
And
get on the
Tom got
podium
eighth. Yeah, and yeah. So if you
or
don't
place. Yeah.
yeah. So if Nate goes and attempts to do this, and y'all listen to Golf and Gossip podcast, you wonder why I'm by myself. It's because Nate is serving right now because he's on the podium at the Olympics for the Taiwan.
Dude,
Taiwanese people.
I would probably get like how Kai Trump did is probably how I would do. Like I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, her second day was better, so maybe the nerves will shake off day one, and then you'll be all right.
Yeah, but people were like giving her crap, and I'm like, dude, that's exactly how any college golfer would do. Like me, like that's all I got, you know.
That's hilarious, man. But shout out for Sung Jae Im for completing.
Yeah,
his
thanks for your
duties,
service,
man.
Sung Jae.
Absolutely, man. And he said this is the longest he's went without touching the club. So I know he's gonna get right back to training and getting ready for the upcoming PGA Tour season. But Nate, want to have some bit of fun here, man. I want to know. We out here in Arizona. Snowbirds are starting to come back into town. I want to know your top 5 favorite courses in Arizona.
Dude, okay. I was thinking about this, but I didn't compile a list.
Okay.
Didn't we do a top 5 earlier, or was that just like random?
No, we just
random?
we just read it off something. Yeah, we read it off. It wasn't our opinions.
My top 5 course, I would say, I have to put. So I have to have played this course, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I would put like Pinnacle Peak up there because they have bent grass greens, and I think that's kind of unique for a course in the valley to have bent grass greens. When I played in high school, I played in the Arizona Amateur, and DC Ranch hosted it. I thought that was a really nice course. So I put DC Ranch up there. I would say Desert Mountain is probably up there. The Outlaw course for Desert Mountain. I hate to say this. So we're just talking about Phoenix, right?
Just in Arizona. Yep. It could be in Tucson.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's nice courses in Tucson.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the names of the courses I played in Tucson. I would say I hate to do this because I feel like this course is overrated, but I still think it's a nice course. Like I don't mean like I mean it's overrated because like people will rank it number 1, and I don't think it's the best course in Arizona or in the Valley, but I think it's up there. And I would say Southern Dunes.
Okay.
Like Southern Dunes is really nice because have you played that yet?
No, so I just met the GM. He's on the Backspin Golf Show. So I got his connect. So it's just I live in obviously all the way up here in like north of Arizona, pretty much in Phoenix. So to get all the way down to Maricopa County to go play there, it's like, I either have to go down there and shoot an episode and like spend time down there. It'd be hard to go down there and just come back. It's a bit of a travel, but I know the course is nice. Yeah,
dude. Well, yeah. It like there's way nicer courses, and that's why I'm like it's. I think it's overrated because people will put it 1, and I'm like, it's not 1, but it's. I think you got to play it. It's a nice layout. It's difficult. Like it's a long course that forces you to lay up in some spots. like what is it, hole 14, that long par four that goes left, and there's a pop bunker in the middle. It's like, dude, it's like a 500-yard par four, but you have to hit 2-iron off the tee. It's like, it's so annoying. But so it's very, very difficult, and it's cool when you drive into Southern Dunes. It's like got these like lanes of trees, so it kind of feels like it's like its version of Magnolia Lane.
I know you're
at
about
Southern
to say
Dunes.
that's crazy.
So I kind of. So, anyways, I like Southern Dunes for that reason. I think it's just like a unique experience. It's way out in the middle of nowhere, so like you kind of feel like it's just you and the golf course.
Yeah.
And you get a little mini Magnolia Lane experience as you drive in there.
Yeah.
And then the last course, I can't not say this course, but my home course at Lone Tree Golf Club.
That is so wild.
My home course, Lone Tree Golf Club, takes the cake. It's just too many memories there. And I swear, okay, you know what? I will say this, okay? I say this about like when people are like, where should I live? Not that people ask me where like they should live and stuff like that, but whenever people are like, where do you want to live? And I'm like, the people make the place. I could live anywhere. I could live anywhere in the world, but if my family's there and my close friends are there, I would be completely happy. And it could be in the middle of the desert, which I guess is what we're doing now, or it could be by the beach or whatever, you know? And at Lone Tree, the course isn't that nice, but the people make the place. When I was a young developing golfer, like when I was in high school and in college, there was a bunch of guys that played amateur and pro golf that would always go there and practice in the back of the driving range. And dude, competition makes you better. You got to compete.
For sure.
And I remember I would just go there any random morning, and there's a few guys that are mini tour guys that are retired senior tour guys, guys that are retired PGA guys that are there in the back of the range. And I'd be like, dude, you want to go play? You want to compete? And there's always somebody there to compete with. Or there's other college guys. There's other college and like high school guys. So it's like there's always someone there to compete with me, to kind of help me reflect where my game is at, help me reflect what I need to work on. And these guys were like honest in their feedback and encouraging in their feedback as well, instead of like, you know, trying to, you know, deteriorate you and just like kick you down. So Lone Tree was one of those courses. The people make the place. It's the best course in Arizona.
That's crazy. Hot take there, man. I love it though, man. I'll say my top 5, and I'm going to be biased, even though I haven't been playing golf as long as you. But my home course, which I appreciate, everyone there, the whole staff, Dove Valley, dog, 8 minutes from the crib, and not just because it's close and convenient. Because I've lived in other places in Phoenix, and like I've had golf courses close to me, but it's like I wouldn't consider like, oh, I love this course a lot. But Dove Valley, man, I love that course a lot. Tough back nine, man, but I love the familiarity of the course. I love the memories I got at the course. I love the relationships I have at the course. Really
Dude, the people make the place, you know?
Yeah. So it backs up your argument. I would just say Dove Valley is obviously way better than Lone Tree. The next one, which might be a bit of a hot take, but I've always said that this course is better than where the PGA Tour plays when they come here. I like TPC Champions. Don't really like TPC Stadium as much. I think just hole 16 makes it and the environment makes it, but TPC Champions is one of my favorite courses out here. I hate when the summer is over because it's like, bro, I'm not about to go play there for $300, bro. But as soon as like the summer hits or someone invites me and they can just plug me in, I'm at TPC Champions quick. I love when the Epson store here because I get to go play in the pro-am and play with them at TPC Champions. Love that course a lot. The next one I like, out west, bro, Sterling Grove. I love Sterling Grove. They're about to be private soon, so I'm trying to hurry up and play before they become private. But I had a good time out there with the homie Bruce Quickle when I played with him out there. I just love the design and whatnot. That one par 3 over wire just looks good before you head towards the clubhouse. Really like that course. Next one I love Macy Country Club. They just renovated it probably like 3 months ago, Macy Country Club.
Oh, yeah.
When you go play there, it doesn't look like Arizona. That's what I love about Mesa Country Club. It's really
with
green.
The trees. Yeah.
The trees is really green, man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, side note, I almost slipped in the Biltmore Estates course because it looks like that too, but I'm not going to put the Biltmore Estates course in there. But I love Mesa Country Club, man. And my last one, which I think is really my favorite golf course here, it's just super far and it's private. I love Seville Golf and Country Club, bro. The 4 championships were there 3 years ago. I love hole 17. Reminds you of TPC Sawgrass, the island green. I love the drivable par 4 on hole 16, but it's water to the right.
Right
so
before
like,
it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like risk and like reward there, man. I'm going to do a Breaking 80 series there pretty soon, so I'm excited that I got the plug to go do that. But I really like Suffield Golf and Country Club. Probably is my favorite. Between that and Dove Valley, probably my 2 favorite courses out here in Arizona.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got second at a high school event out there. I was so pissed. Yeah, I was so pissed because I remember I was standing at the pro shop and there was the guy that was winning was coming in. He had me by 1, and he hits it, and I'm like, people are like, that's his par putt, and I look,
What
and
hole
he's like,
do you remember?
on 18. He's on 18,
okay.
and I'm like I'm like on the balcony looking, and he's like, dude, literally this far for for par. I'm like, please miss it, please miss it. And then he like taps it in. I was like, but it was my homie Anthony Mascioli. He ended up going to Chico State, so he was.
Oh, nice.
He went to Chico State was the D2 national champs. The year he signed there.
Nice.
But yeah, so I didn't lose to some scrub. Like, he was a solid player.
Here's the question: where was Aaron at during this time?
I don't know. Aaron did not show up unless it was like a national event. So he was highly recruited because like there was a national event that was in high school, and so Aaron might have got like 20th at that Seville tournament for all I know. But this high school event, and but there was like this national event, and it was like Will Zalatoris was there, Sahith Theegala was there, and
that's the one he beat.
We had no idea who they were.
He said he beat Will.
That's what.
Always go. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's always like, I beat Will, so when Will was getting second at the Masters, like, come on, win it, because I can say I beat a Master champion. Yeah, but like the number 1 player in the state was there. Like, it was a really stacked field, and I think I got like 10th or something like that. But my brother always showed up at these national and these AJGA events, so he got recruited really well. Whereas when I only did well at team events, and I did okay in AJGA, you know?
Yeah. Like I said, you're doing better than me when I play in an AGA event, so, yeah. All right, again, guys, this episode is brought to you by New Level Golf, which is by the players, for the players, and this is our Level Up Golfer of the Week.
So I believe the Level Up Golfer of the Week should go to Jeeno, because
no question.
Bigger margin of victory, bigger name, more stacked field, because that was literally the top 60 players in that field, top 60 women's players in that field. Dude, just so impressed with how she finished. Like, no mistakes, no intimidation, no practice, dude. She had a wrist injury and didn't practice. So all the odds were going against her. She's got a bigger gallery. She's got a bigger name to take down. And she freaking seals the deal with a birdie on 18. Hits it tight to like 8 feet. I feel like all day she was hitting it closer than Nelly, except for the time when Nelly holed out. So honestly, Jeeno, really impressive performance. Congrats. You deserve that $4 million purse and all the celebrations. We support you at Golf and Gospel.
There we go. Definitely agree with that, man. There were some other people who were in contention. I don't think it was close, but I like how Joe Sale got his first win. I like how Anthony Kim's been playing. Anthony Kim has been playing really
Getting
well.
better on the come up.
Yes, if he would have won, I would have probably debated picking him just because everything he's been through to come out with a victory. But without question, the Level Up golfer is Jeeno Thitikul. But also, guys, New Level Golf is having a Black Friday deal from November 24th to November 3rd, man. And again, these are the clubs that I play. Not to say that my talent represents them well, but I love the feel of these clubs, man. When these episodes come out in 2026, you will see what I'm talking about, because I have been balling pretty well. So, again, shout out to New Level Golf. Black Friday deal, November 24th to the 30th. But, Nate, obviously, we named Golf and Gospel. Got to talk about the gospel, man. And did you see what happened with Brad Dalke this week on the Good podcast in regards to him speaking about his struggles with alcohol?
Yeah, I saw that clip, man. It's crazy because, like, he was born and raised Christian, right?
I'm under the assumption he was, which, that doesn't mean nothing. But, he raised in the disciplines of the Lord, as it says in Ephesians 6? I believe so.
Dude, yeah, I'm not trying to like be like, how dare you be an alcohol? You were raised Christian. Yeah, I'm definitely not getting at that at all.
For sure.
And I don't want to say like I struggle with drinking, but I got in a time where I was all like, dude, I got too used to drinking. I'm like, I got to cut this out of my life just because, I'd always be like, I like to have a little bit of whiskey at night, when I wind down. But it's like, dude, I Yeah, it was. I don't think it was spiraling or anything like that. And I can kind of, I don't know. It resonated with me a little bit when I listened to Brad Dalke talk about that. So I think it was encouraging. I hope that message kind of helps other people, find their way to cope through a more like faith-based way to do it instead of like just kind of the way the world does it. And I think that's like why, like, he was in the world, he's traveling, he's not living up to his expectations that he has for himself and probably what the world has for him. And since he's estranged, like, the devil likes to tempt you when you're alone, but when you're with a community, it's a little bit harder to get to you. And I think all these things added up probably helped Brad Dalke kind of spiral out of control with this struggle. But I'm glad he talked about it. Like, the one reason why I was asking about his upbringing was just more like, I wonder, like, and I don't know if he talked about this in the whole, because I didn't watch the whole episode, but I wonder if, like, he felt a lot of shame, and then so he hid that, and then that kind of also made it worse. That would be a question for him, but I just like, if you grew up Christian, you also have this expectation of, I gotta be presentable as a Christian instead of like kind of coming clean with your messes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wonder if he like felt some shame, and then to cope with that, he dove into his struggle even deeper.
Yeah. I know he said, from my understanding, a lot of it was golf induced because he put so much onus on, like, I'm not winning in golf. So at the time, again, if I'm quoting Brad correctly, he found comfort in alcohol. Now, alcohol is not bad. Scripture talks about this is what my boy Austin Carr said long time ago. The buzz or the tipsiness that we get from alcohol is like the reward and the blessing of it. I'm still function. No, I won't say function because they're functioning alcoholics, but it's a way that makes me happy. I'm merry. I'm joyful. I'm dancing. Like, those are good things that come from alcohol. But the drunkenness is what becomes an issue. And Brad Dalke talked about how, obviously, he almost died from alcohol. He said it wasn't a driving drunk situation, anything like that, but like, his dependency became so strong where it was close to leading him to death. And I think he said too, it's like, man, or maybe me and you were talking about, it's like, golf doesn't owe you anything. He probably said that too, and I think you just kind of
that's what I said on that.
Yeah. Golf doesn't owe you anything, man, and that just tells you the pain of when you put you're too dependent on worldly things, and when you don't become successful, that is not as fulfilling as when we give our life or our dependency on the Lord. I love what it says in Matthew 5:6. It says, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied." But unfortunately, as the world we live in, we become too hungry and thirsty for the physical, tangible successes of life. Now, as an athlete, go try to win, work hard, do all those things. Go be victorious, bro. But don't be so dependent on it where when you don't have those things, now your identity is now confused or just messy at this point.
Yeah.
We need to learn how to, again, have a dog mentality in the sports world, but be content with the win or the loss. Because when we come too dependent on it, it can have us being dependent on other things that are not appropriate for our life. And I love what it says in Mark 8:36. It says, "What profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul?" And that's talking about even if we succeed in those things. If I gain the whole world, it's like there's still no full fruit in that. Even Brad Dalke was playing great golf, and you are number one, and you win the Masters. Like, if you gain that whole thing, but you're losing your soul, like, what benefit really is it? So I think the main thing, we got to make sure that we're hungry, and we're thirsting for the righteousness of the Lord, man, because that's when we become fully satisfied. And from my understanding, the few conversations I had with Brad Dalke, because he's scared to come on Golf and Gospel and play me, is I love that he's allowing the Lord to sanctify him from what he was being due to, like, the drunkenness of his life and stuff that he was doing because of the downfalls of golf.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I really like that he was bold in that. I hope it does encourage people. I hope it encouraged people because of the story, not because, again, Brad Dalke said it. I would hope that if anyone talks about how their life has been sanctified and changed from alcoholism or being a drunkard or whatever sin or vice they're dealing with, that it still encourage people in the gospel. But I do appreciate Brad Dalke being vulnerable in
Yeah.
that and speaking about that
Well,
moment.
yeah, and I said this when I was on your channel, like the Golf and Gospel channel,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
so I hate to reference that again, as
Nah,
I did
please
that
do.
last week,
Please do.
but it was kind of, I said, like, dude, it's hard to not find your identity in that
For
as
sure.
an athlete.
I understand.
I think so. I will say this: it is biblical to try to strive to be great, to
For
do
sure.
great at your vocation. And for him, it's pro golf. For me, it's being a physical therapist. And just for anybody listening, it's like your vocation. In the scripture it says, like, whatever your hands call you to do, do with all your might. So when that's happening, it's like, dude, when you're golfing every day, it's really hard to not have that be your identity.
Yeah.
So I totally get it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just the golf doesn't owe you anything. It's fleeting, and it's better to just put your identity in what the scripture says you are instead of like what the world says you are. The world loves you one day, hates you the other day. Loves you one day, forgets who you are the next day.
Right. Yeah. I think that's why it's important too. I love quoting 1 Timothy 4:8 when it says physical training is of some value. So, like you said, if we're put in the position to be a dog of a golfer, football player, PT, whatever it may be, like, be good at that. Train hard for that. Like, there is value in working hard towards those things. But the next part of 1 Timothy 4:8 says, but training for godliness promises benefits in this life and the life to come. So we see we're more satisfied and there's more beneficial when we train for godliness. But sometimes we let ourselves and our occupation, whatever it may be so consuming that we don't even train for the thing that actually guarantees something. Like the word says that the physical training and whatever we're doing has some value, which is not guaranteed anything. But when we train for godliness, that promises benefits in this current life and the life to come. And I love what Paul says in Colossians 3:2 when he says, set your mind on things of above and not of this earth. So we want to have eternal mindsets when we're doing things. And I think even with that, having an eternal mindset, we can still be a dog in our sport. But we don't have to be so dependent on it. And we should be, I've been saying this before, people who've listened before, the same way we train for our occupation or our sport, we should be doing just as much or even more when it comes to training for the godliness. And I hope that's a challenge to you. I hope that's a challenge to me and the audience that's listening, ultimately, man. But again, shout out to Brad Dalke for being ultimately vulnerable in that.
Yeah.
And I hope it brought people closer to the gospel and not necessarily good and Brad Dalke. They probably don't like me saying that.
For
I'm
sure.
going to say it anyways. But I hope that is the real case, man. But again, guys, we appreciate you listening to Golf and Gospel Podcast. Please like, subscribe, share. Say some stuff in the comments. Again, a lot of y'all be texting me like, yo, I like what you said here. I had some people on New Level like, yo, I love how you doing the New Level golfer. I'm like, bro, y'all should have said that in the comments, dog. It helps with traction. It helps the algorithm, man. But again, for the 121 people that are subscribed, the 24 people that are on Spotify, we're so grateful for you guys. And we see you on the next episode of Golf and Gospel. But I'll go eat some dinner and watch Sunday Night Football. Peace.
Peace.